Hey guys, welcome to the Octopodd. Yes, that's Octopodd with 2 D's, because in life, double D's makes everything much, much better.
True.
I'm Curtis, I'm the loud one, and this is Chris. He is the fat one. Say hello to everyone.
Hi.
Today we'll be talking about the 3 movies that we watched the week of, which is Cliffhanger, Finding Dory,
Woo!
and Hot Rod! Before we get to these movies, get to talking about them, I want to let you guys know that you have to ask us questions down below. Today, we've got good questions. We've got a good number of questions. I'm very happy. I'm very proud of you guys. A round of applause for all the people who've asked questions.
You guys have done a good job.
You guys have been very good, and a lot of you guys put the milk emojis, too. I was very satisfied with that. Yes.
We're milking!
They gave me some milk, baby. They gave me some milk.
Woo!
I like milk. So thanks, guys. So yeah, ask us questions down below, please. Don't be shy. You can ask us any question you want. Just, for the love of God, just ask me questions. Us questions. Anything will do. We don't care. Ask us questions. On that note, we're going to move on to the first movie. We're going to be talking about Cliffhanger. I'll tell you one thing. This movie definitely did not end on a cliffhanger.
It's actually true. It's a pretty definitive ending.
Pretty definitive ending, right?
Yeah!
Can you imagine if they did that just to set up Cliffhanger 2? Literally a cliffhanger at the end of Cliffhanger?
I would hate that.
I think that would have been impressive. That would be incredible.
I would hate it. I would hate it.
I think it would have been fine.
Do you really think they could do a sequel to Cliffhanger?
Yeah, just get a new cliff. Take Stallone, put him on a new mountain. There you go, Cliffhanger 2.
Alright, man. Alright.
Just take Stallone, put him on Everest. Call it a day. No?
I don't know, what's he doing, dude?
He's like looking at me. He did not like that at all.
He did not like
He did not like Cliffhanger, the cliffhanger of Cliffhanger.
Nah, Edwin thinks it's shit.
Well, you know what, man? Fair enough. Adwin's, that's like your opinion, dude. I don't care. So yeah, what was genuinely interesting, the most surprising thing about this film is Michael Rooker with hair.
Does he have hair?
No, does he have hair?
Yeah.
I'm so used to seeing him as Yondu bald.
Yondu!
I'm not even kidding you. The only thing I've ever seen Michael Rooker do is Yondu.
Dude, what about, you didn't see him in Walking Dead?
I never watched Walking Dead. I never cared.
Honestly, dude, of how shit Walking Dead becomes,
that was the
he
thing.
is so damn good on it.
But that was the thing. I heard like season 1 and 2 were pretty good, and then it starts to fall off fast.
It got good still.
Oh, really?
I think it fell off a little later.
Oh, I don't know. I just heard it fell off, and I never got into it. I never touched it because a lot of people just said it ends up becoming shit. So
I'm gonna be real with you. You're not missing much.
Yeah, so that's why
it got really bad.
So that's why when I think of Michael Rooker, I think of blue with a
the Steel Hawk.
Well, the Steel Hawk doesn't count as hair, guys. The Steel Hawk does not count as hair. All right, it's an accessory on his head. It's pretty much a hat. All right, doesn't count. So I'm so used to him being like hairless, I guess.
In blue.
In blue. So this is like my first time seeing him in something that's not Yondu. Yeah, so it's kind of bizarre, and you know what? He was really good. I'm surprised. Like, why does he not do more things? He's like a really good actor. Even in this, he was really good.
Yeah, I don't know what he does lately. I can't even tell you what recent films he's done.
No, right?
I'd actually have to look it up. Oh, by the way, we've actually met Michael Rooker.
Have we?
Yeah, we met him once.
Oh, I guess we met him.
You don't remember?
I don't remember him. I don't remember meeting him. I swear I don't remember meeting him.
Truly a shame.
Maybe I didn't realize I wasn't meeting him because he wasn't blue. So it's like I couldn't like identify him. You know?
You have to be blue
you
to
have
realize
to be,
it.
Michael Rooker, you have to be blue for me to see you, all right?
He's a really cool guy, but honestly, not just that, my favorite thing of the film is just the respect that it gives to climbing. Like, it really shows off climbing, like, and how serious it is.
Yeah, I think we talked about this at the ending of the film, but it's nice to see them put, like,
emphasis
rock climbing is kind of like the highlight or the star of the show. Mm-hmm. You never see them ever make climbing, because climbing is cool. All right, rock climbing as a whole is a really cool sport. It's super interesting.
Not even cool, just like it's so incredibly difficult.
Yes, and it's impressive to watch, right? There's some like cool techniques and mechanics that are done during it, and I feel like there's never been a movie that really like lets it shine.
I don't know how true this is, but someone in the comments of the video even said Stallone did his own stunts.
No way.
Even the climbing.
What?
Apparently.
You know, I would not be surprised by that. I mean, then again, like he is someone who's not he's not like he knows how to work out, right? I could see him go from like the whole bodybuilding thing straight to rock climbing just for the movie. I could see that 100%.
Yeah,
but it's still impressive.
Yeah,
you know, especially since he was climbing in the snow and whatnot.
Well, I'm sure they had help with the gear and stuff, of course.
Oh, definitely, but even
because let me tell you, when he was going bare hand through the snow, I'm like, I don't think that's gonna be.
When
good.
he was going bare hand without a coat in the snow in the very beginning, the first climb he does when the bad guys get him to go and get the first case.
Yeah.
When he's climbing and just like a long sleeve shirt, climbing and scaling that, I was like, there's no way. You would freeze before you even reached the top, man. You would just straight up die there. I cannot believe that. You know. Again, climbing's hard as hell, especially. Well, he also had the fork shoes, the little shoes that stuck into the. So that probably helped out a lot.
Yeah, getting leverage and stuff.
Yeah, so I've never had fork shoes before and scaled a mountain in the snow, so I don't know how much that helped. But I guarantee you that did something.
Yeah, and I kind of liked how the bad guys were just like so unapologetically evil, especially like the main dude, like
Yo. Okay.
Quaylen was just wild, man.
Bro, when he killed his girl, nothing prepared me for that. I was just like, okay, I get it. He's a bad guy. But at that point, I'm like, wow, he's one of those bad guys.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like super bad guy.
Yeah, everyone's expendable, even my girl. I guess he just thought, you know what, I'm going to get a shitload of money. I could just get a new one. You know?
Yeah, I could just get a new one.
Mm-hmm.
And that really threw me off guard and just blast the shit out of her. And also, oh my god, what was the name of the guy that just shows up in the helicopter? He's like the medic or what? Was his name Frank? I don't know. I think it was Frank. We're going
Frank when he gets Swiss cheese?
I felt so bad for him.
He was just doing it. Okay, Frank had one of possibly one of the most saddest deaths I've seen in cinema history, just because he's just like an old guy doing his job and he just gets Swiss cheesed out of nowhere. He doesn't even know what hit him, literally.
No.
It was just I felt bad. I was just like, wow, this is usually when it comes to people getting blasted in films, I don't give a shit. I never care. For some reason, I felt bad for Frank. I was just like, damn, dude.
Because he's just coming to do his job. He's trying to help someone.
Instantly, I just thought to myself, man, damn, dude, Mondays, am I right? Damn. Gotta hate those Mondays, man. Frank had a bad one. And his last one. I loved, what was it, the police dude who goes rogue? Rex Lynn, I think his name was. Rex something?
Rex.
I don't know. I can't remember his name.
Wasn't it you mean the guy who goes bad?
Yeah, he was like a cop.
Wasn't it Travers or something? Travis?
Oh, I'm thinking of the actor's name. Whoops. It is. It's Travers. Or Travis? Travers?
Travis.
I used the guy's actual name.
Rex Lynn? Yeah, that's his name. But you know what? It pissed me off in the beginning, too. Of course, the only evil people on the plane were the goddamn bald people. What the hell is this discrimination?
When I say bald equals evil, kind of meant it as a minor joke. Cliffhanger made me think it's not a joke any longer.
It isn't.
All right? There's only a few bald people get a pass.
It's the two only bald guys on that goddamn plane are the bad guys.
Yes, and all the guys who have a head full of hair are good, and they all get blasted to oblivion. But it's just like I don't know why in films the bald guys are always bad. Sure, you have passes like The Rock. He gets a pass. He's bald, but he's kind of good. Yeah. Jason Statham. He's not fully bald, but he has a hairline that.
He's pretty much bald.
He's pretty much bald.
He's pretty much bald.
But he doesn't go full bald. He kind of has a bit on the side, you know. He kind of rocks I have nothing on top.
The light fade, nothing on the top.
Yeah, the light fade on the side, nothing on top. And there's Vin Diesel as well. Vin Diesel's also a bald guy who's relatively good all the time for whatever reason.
That's true too.
Right? There's a lot of bald guys that get it passed, but the majority of bald people, if they are not starring in the film, they are automatically evil.
Yep.
All right? If you're on the sidelines and you're bald, you're an evil person in my eyes. I will never trust you. I will never talk to you.
Never trust the bald.
Never trust the bald people. All right? You never know. They might be hiding amongst you. Check under their hats. Oh, man.
So dumb.
Yeah.
But I think the main thing I really want to talk about, other than these seasons, kind of just the idea of again, I didn't even expect that his name would be Gabe. They call him Gabe.
Gabe Walker.
Just the name Gabe, I was like, really, Gabe? That was the best he could think of.
You know what? Because usually when I think about it, because Stallone's known for his action hero roles and stuff like that.
I thought
this is an action movie.
Yeah.
But usually they have very generic names that just sound like
John.
Yeah, like John Spartan.
Yeah.
Something like that. And it's just like, oh, that sounds like Walker sounds cool as a last name. But Gabe Walker? I'm like, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. But I kind of like at the beginning, kind of sets up his trauma of that girl dying, which again, that solidified that I will never in my life ever consider climbing.
Chris, I'm gonna be real with you, Chris. I don't.
That's the most
I'm gonna be honest
terrifying
with you,
thing.
Chris. People are probably watching right now, looking at you, and they're like, "How could you climb?" So the fact that you said you'll never climb is as if you had a chance to climb. I'm sorry, I don't think you have a chance to climb.
Why not? I could climb if I want to.
I don't think there's a rope strong enough for you.
Dude, it's the
The only time you can climb... The only time... I don't care. The only time you can climb a mountain is if they have to actually kind of like... You know like helicopters pick up animals? They have to sit you in one of those and fly to the top. I think that's the only way you climb a mountain. I think that's the only way you get to the top.
So stupid.
Sorry about that. But yeah, again, okay, I want to like all right. The fact that what's his name? Hal Tucker, whatever. The fact that he brought his girl up to the mountain with no experience whatsoever.
No, not even that. How'd they get that high if she's not good?
Right?
That's the thing.
It's a movie.
Yeah,
you know? You can't take it seriously to
I
a certain
know.
extent. They had to get the ball rolling. You know, they had to get some form of like
traumatic
backstory for a protagonist to give him a reason, you know, to why he fears climbing, and then he gets back into it and whatnot. But even then, it was just like when they were like doing the thing, like they were crossing over. I was like, would they really kill her off in the beginning? That'd be kind of interesting. And then they actually did it, and she just slipped in and just like kerplunk, splat everywhere. I kind of wish we got to see it. I don't know why.
I don't know if it was in the budget.
Oh, well, just a dummy, fill it up with some fake blood and toss it off the mountain. Call it a day. You know?
Well, you don't want to also like just leave it there or something. Just go all over the rocks.
You have a cleaning crew.
You have to hire a cleaning crew.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fake blood. It's not real, so it'd be easy to clean, maybe. I don't know. I'm not an expert.
It's too much work.
Fair enough. I thought it would have been really interesting to see it.
You wanted to see her hit the rocks.
A little bit. I won't lie. I was a little curious to see what would happen.
But I feel bad. Like, it's hard not for someone not to blame themselves when you kind of, in a sense, like you couldn't hold on long enough.
You know what the thing is like, I actually rewatched the scene again.
Oh, really?
To see, like, what you could have done. And she was falling no matter what.
Well, it's because he was holding on and she was slipping out of her gloves.
Not even that, but she was, like, holding onto a belt. And the belt, the belt thing was, like, attached to the thing and was slipping out.
And it was snapping off. It was going to break.
Right? She had no chance to do it. Why? She has no climbing experience. She has no upper body strength. She can't pull herself up.
No.
So if he never, like, even if he didn't go, she would just slip and fall anyways because she had no experience or strength to even climb or to help herself up. Like, you saw, like, there was a part in the movie where he was holding on to Jessie or whatnot. He was holding on to her, like, with his hand and stuff, and it was, like, a similar predicament, right?
Yeah, near the end.
And she was able to climb up his arm and up his body. That was what should have been done.
Because she had the upper body strength from climbing to do it.
But she knows how to climb. That's the thing. She has experience. And it showed you what should have been done in the other scenario, you know? And I was just like,
true.
So she just fell, just like, she should not have been there. That was it. That was like, that's the end of the case.
It's not even that. It's just also the way she went across, too. It probably would have a lot less, like, weight on that line she had if she literally did it with her arms and her legs wrapped around. It would have been a lot less...
Oh, in proper form.
It would probably have been a lot less, like, weight and pressure on that thing pulling on it.
It could have been anything, man.
You know? But again, it's just like, it shows, like, don't do this if you're not good at it. All right? Like,
make sure, you know what, if you want to go rock climbing and stuff like that, maybe start bouldering first. You know, within those climbing gyms.
Yeah.
Maybe go and get a little bit of experience and dip your toes in the water there first before you actually go and tackle something real. The real thing is difficult and very tough, and it requires actual training to perform safely.
It's like when people climb Mount Everest, right? A lot of people go and they just randomly do it. It's very common that people just see random dead bodies on the mountain of people who died trying, because like a lot of these people are like, oh, it seems cool, I'll just do it. And they don't realize how actually, like, difficult it is.
Yeah.
It's not easy. And apparently if you climb that, you see a lot of dead people randomly sometimes. It's very common.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by
people are dumb as shit, man.
True. A lot of people
are. A lot of people overestimate what they can do.
Yeah.
Understand there are limits.
Well, not even that there are limits.
You can surpass them, but you have to work towards it first.
Exactly. You know, baby steps. You gotta, like, slowly build up to it, if anything, right?
Yeah.
We've been, like, barely talking about this movie. I want to, like, actually talk about it here. The action scenes, it's just like, I think it was, like, the deaths that were pretty funny.
When he hit the guy at the Mortal Kombat?
When he took him, just like
overhead pressed him?
Overhead pressed him into the stalagmite, I think they're called, or something like that, I think.
I don't know, I call it a big icicle.
Big icicle rock thing in cave. And he just goes like, bang! Slams him up into it. That shit was kind of awesome. I like that. That was cool. Not even that, but in the very beginning, there's a bad guy who was like grenade launching at the mountain, like an absolute.
Oh, why would you? Bro, that was so
And then he gets
dumb.
hit by like an ambulance, just like takes him out and slides him down the mountain. I was like, what did you think was gonna happen there?
Like,
that was a. Why are you blowing things up on a mountain with a bunch of snow? That's a terrible idea. You know, like
all that vibration.
There's a reason why you're the henchman and you would never be the big boss.
Yeah,
there's a reason right there.
And he died. Thank God.
Thankfully, he died. Yeah. Good. Oh my God! I thought I still can't get over it. At the very end when Quaylen is Quaylen says, "Oh, you're a real piece of work," and then Gabe Walker goes, "You're a real piece of shit." I've been quoting this so many times.
Really?
Even with my girlfriend, I've even told her about it, and I kind of quoted a bit. I genuinely love that line. It's the stupidest thing ever, and I love it so much. I told her about it, and she didn't really get it. I think it's just a me thing. I really liked it a lot. It makes me laugh every time I think about it. I really... Not even that, but I thought the whole entire fight scene of, like, the helicopter...
Oh, the end where they're fighting on top of it as it's falling?
Yeah, that was insane.
Oh, God, that was cool.
With the helicopter, they're fighting and whatnot, and even, like, he throws up the bag of money, I think it was, hits the propellers, he puts it on the ladder on the side of the mountain, and then it just like slams it to the side. They're fighting on top of the helicopter against the mountain. Dude, there's just like so much going on.
It was honestly a good finale.
Yeah, it was a really good finale. Like that fight was insanely awesome. But and the big bad guy slides down and explodes inside the helicopter.
Yeah,
very good, very good. I like that a lot.
I also kind of like the fight between oh my God, it was Hal and the other guy who was trying to execute him. The guy who kept like referencing football, soccer for the Americans, football for the Europeans.
Yeah, it's just so we don't make you cry. But yeah, he was kind of like he was like referencing football, soccer. Or whatnot.
He's being the shit out of him. Yeah, I kind of like when he hit him with the shotgun. Boom!
Yo,
that was sick as shit.
Yes, that was actually really cool. That was sick. I feel like at the end of the movie is very well done. Like it ends on a really high note. Yeah, it pays off big time.
Yeah.
You know, I still love Travis, man. I think he was one of my favorite characters. Every time he's just like, bro, it's the scariest thing. I saw you. I think there's a part in the movie.
Yeah, he's on the mountain and he's talking to Gabe, but he's like, oh, like you gotta like climb the mountain. And like Gabe just like he's not doing something. He's like, like he just yells at his ear. It scared the shit out of me, man. I was like, what the hell? What was that for?
Yeah.
Because they just cut to him randomly screaming in his ear.
Yeah.
Dude, I would have tumbled down the mountain at that. I would have scared the shit out of me. I've been going.
I thought that was really funny. Travis was like my favorite bad guy. Like, don't get me wrong, like Quaylen was cool and all, like he was the big bad guy, dude. Yeah. Travis was so much. He was just so hilarious. He had zero patience and he was yelling all the time.
And he didn't want to be there.
Oh, I have to talk about it before we even think about moving on. What about the two dudes?
Oh, the camping buddies?
The two camping dudes, man.
Tent buddies?
I can't believe they killed one of the tent homies.
That pissed me off.
That was actually, in the beginning, I thought they were assholes, and they kind of grew on me, because they were just like, they're friendly guys. They look like assholes, but they're just a bunch of friendly dudes who enjoy to go and climb the mountain and stuff like that.
Yep.
The fact they killed one of them, that pissed me off. That actually pissed me off.
No. I would have just, like, if the whole movie, they kind of would just, like, transition to them randomly, just showing them off, just like having a great time while everyone is going through hell.
Right, and then
at the end of the movie, they're just like, "Hey guys, what's up? Have a good time on the mountain."
At the end of the movie, they kind of meet up and like, they see Gabe and like, "Oh, you came and climbed" or something like that. Because they're asking him to climb previously.
Yeah.
It would have been funny. I was hoping that would be the case. No, they decided to kill one of them. I was like, I'm actually.
And the other one kind of gets shit on. He hits the tree and everything.
He lives, critical condition, but I mean. Yeah,
almost mauled by wolves.
But Frank saved the day and then couldn't save his own. Oh well, it is what it is.
Shit, man, couldn't save his own.
Shit, man, too soon to say shit like that about Frank, dude. Too soon.
R.I.P. Frank.
Frank was just doing his job. I think that's about it for the film. I have nothing else to really talk about. I thoroughly enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. That was it. It was a great movie.
Yeah, I loved it a lot.
It's as action hero-y as it gets. It reminds me just another classic action hero film.
Yeah.
Super entertaining, lots of funny one-liners. It's just a great time overall.
Admin, stop. He's being a pest.
Well, get him back on you, dude.
Come here. Oh, he's ran away.
All right, you transition to the next movie. I'll go grab him.
I think the next movie's Finding Dory.
It is Finding Dory.
Oh, really? Hey, me smart! Woohoo!
Yep. So we are transitioning to Finding Dory, guys.
And might be a hot take, but I'm gonna like say it off the bat. I think Finding Dory was a better film than Finding Nemo.
I actually agree with that. I agree 100% with that.
I don't know what it was, but like Finding Dory is like a solid sequel. I really thought it was good. Focusing more on Dory was very smart, and like, putting a play on the name of the first film as well.
Not even that, but I found like even in Finding Nemo, Dory was like a super interesting character that didn't get enough depth.
Yeah, and I think that was the smartest thing you could do.
That was the weird thing about Dory is just like in the first film, you didn't learn much about her.
No.
Which felt like such a shame, but I guarantee you it was probably because they had a sequel in mind as they did it. Right?
Maybe not, but like...
I wonder because it feels like...
If it does well, they're like, oh, we could just focus on this
Because that was the one thing about Finding Nemo that I was a little disappointed in, that you don't get to learn much about Dory, really. You know?
Yeah.
She's just there for the ride and she helps out there and stuff like that, but you never get to know who she is or what she's all...
Yeah. Especially with the memory loss issue, it just like it seems like it's the most obvious route to go for a sequel on her.
Yeah.
But I like that. Instead of calling it like Finding Nemo 2, which would have been cringe, calling it Finding Dory is just like super awesome.
And it's more so about her parents trying to find, like, because it's like in terms of like her parents finding Dory.
Yeah.
Or she's finding them, but at the same time they're finding her in their own way.
Yeah, when you find it because they're like trying to lure her with the shells and stuff.
I genuinely loved how they did the flashback scenes in Finding Dory. That was so well done.
The problem with the thing with the flashbacks is just like, you know, they weren't unnecessary. They actually really
they helped move the story. That's it.
Not even just that, but it has a solid payoff when you do find her parents. And they kind of like, they led the shells and everything, and they stayed in one place.
They constantly tried to teach her how to find them.
How to find home.
If she ever got lost.
Yeah.
And it was just good. Every flashback scene, just like, oh, that explains a lot. Not even that, when they actually, they show you where she learned the song, Just Keep Swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Even that was a huge payoff in itself. I was like, wow, that's very clever. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
You know? Just lots of moments where I was just thinking, oh, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, and not only that, I even think that this movie just had so much heart in it, too. I think it's like the realization that, you know, Dory trying to find her parents, but not only that, but also realizing that Dory also has family with Marlin and Nemo.
Yeah, Marlin and Nemo are
and
considered family.
I really like that a lot, how they kind of like emphasize that a lot on how significant they are to each other. You know, because Dory's been living with them.
Yeah.
You know, since like helping them and everything. And I kind of like in the beginning, it shows with the memory, like just wakes up, goes to wake them up. It's like, nope, go back to bed, Dory, go back to bed.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, it reminded me of this guy here.
Oh,
I
yeah?
wake up in the middle of the night and he's trying to wake me up. I'm just like, no, dude, go back to bed. Please go back to bed. He just sits there and he looks at me. It's like, all right, got to get up. I have no choice now. He dictates the rules. If he's up, I'm up. I have no choice at that point.
Fair enough, man. He rules over you.
Yeah, I'm nothing but a piece of shit in comparison. There's nothing I can do.
What I also liked about Finding Dory is that every new character that they
were
added
great.
to every new character was great. Usually when they go for a sequel, they add characters and some of them are kind of annoying, especially in animated films. I feel like they always make that mistake. Mm-hmm. But in Finding Dory, every new character, I liked them a lot and they felt really good.
Yeah, I really liked Hank the Octopus.
Hank the Octopus was incredible.
Yeah. Well, the Septopus.
The Septopus, my bad. The Septopus.
Yeah. I liked him a lot and how he was just like so afraid of like being around people.
Well, his distrust in everyone around him.
Yeah, because he got his tentacle ripped off, so he's like really like.
And they never. I don't know if they ever explained it or they ever.
I think a child ripped it off.
Oh yeah.
That's why he was so afraid when he was in the touching zone with Dory there.
Oh, that makes sense. You're right.
Yeah,
because I feel like maybe I don't know if I wasn't paying attention to it or I just never picked up on it. You know, it's like the first time watching stuff, you're reacting.
And also, it's been a while since we watched it too.
Exactly, so it's like it's easy, especially when you're reacting. There are some times where it's easy to miss things here and there.
Yeah,
that's it.
And I remember that for a fact that I think he was ripped off by a child, and that's why he was always like he wanted nothing to do with kids. Don't blame him.
Yeah.
But and that's why he was having like that traumatic episode while he was in there. He was just done.
Yeah.
And of course, Dory brings out that just keep swimming, and he blasts him with ink.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's nice to see that how much of a positive influence Dory is as a whole, not only just to like Marlin in the first movie, but even Hank in this. It kind of like allowed him to warm up to others and to like not like have this wall around everyone. Yeah, you know, because he not only did he hate humans, he also hated everything. Yeah, you know, he always wanted to be secluded, alone. That was his goal and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And it was interesting how like warming up to Dory allowed him to kind of like warm up to others as well. You know? Yeah, well... Not everyone's a piece of shit. Not everyone's out to get you kind of thing.
Yeah, and I kind of liked how Dory kind of, like, taught a lot of people things in general. Oh, he's come back to me?
Yeah, he wants to go on you.
All right, come here, big baby. Ugh, Papa's got you.
There you go.
And I like how even Marlon realizing his overthinking of situations. And just like with Dory, it's like sometimes as you sit there and you think so much, you're missing out on a lot of things that are right in front of you.
But that's the thing. I think that that's a lesson in itself that anybody could grasp onto, in a sense where there's sometimes where you think too much when you should start acting.
Yeah.
You know, you already know what you need to do. Why don't you just do it?
Yeah.
Rather than keep on thinking about it and just prolonging something. Because at some point, you're just going to keep thinking about it, and it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
That's the sad reality of it.
And that's what Marlon's biggest problem was. It was like he was afraid of everything, and he kept overthinking the problems.
Which is understandable, because it's just like when he it was just like, you know, based on his past, he became someone who was very, he had to be safe. Mm-hmm. And that's where the overthinking came into play.
Yeah, it's like a safety mechanism.
Exactly. So it's kind of hard to break out of something that has become a bad habit in itself, right? Just from a traumatic experience.
Yeah. And I like that. He learned, like, you know, at that moment, it's like, what would Dory do?
Yeah.
You know, you kind of just have to, like, really think of a quick action and just bounce it. What are you doing, dude? You're sniffing in my ears. What the hell?
Yeah, not even that, but it's just like, not even that, but Dory also took risks, you know, in the idea that the Marlin came up to escape from the tank in front of the gift store, I think it was.
Yeah, that was a wild idea.
Hop on, like, the little water spritzy things from the ground. You know, that alone is a risk in itself. It could go horribly wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, not even that, but also, like, trusting the bird.
In the bucket?
In the bucket.
Bro, that bucket.
Even that.
That bird I would never trust.
It was interesting because Marlin didn't trust the bird. So they got out of the bucket, right?
But the bird came back.
But the bird came back, and it showed Marlon he should have just, like, trusted the bird, and that was a lesson in itself also.
Yeah, trusting others.
Just to trust others, or trust those who are helping you,
yep.
Right? I feel like Marlon, even though Marlon and Nemo weren't as important, they weren't as
the focal point.
I feel like Marlon still got more development in certain areas. Mm-hmm. You know, if you really, like, look into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot. You know.
Yeah.
And I really love Dory actually meeting her parents and finds out that they actually tried to go find her. I thought that was actually really beautiful that they did try their best, and even though they failed, they thought, oh, if we just stay here and we basically reinforce everything we taught her, she'll finally find us.
Yeah. And
the fact it took that many years and they still waited for her.
Impressive.
Oh my god,
they just believed in her. You know, they probably understood
that. Tugged on the heartstrings for me. It's just like the absolute belief they had in Dory.
Yeah, and the unconditional love they had for her also.
Yeah, exactly.
It was very sweet to see.
I loved that so much, and I thought it was really nice that even after all those years, even Dory blamed herself because they're like, oh, you know, I lost them. She actually went too close to the thing and went into the pipes.
Yeah.
And like again, blaming herself even more. It's like, oh, it's my fault. It's not like they lost me. I lost them.
Yeah.
You know, and then they recognize, you know, like they don't see it that way at all. You know, I don't know. It was actually really beautiful. I loved all of that so much. That whole segment.
Yeah. Overall, it was just good storytelling, and I want to go back to again with the new characters that they implemented. Not just Hank the set.
Oh, there's also Destiny.
There's Destiny.
Was she a whale shark or
short-sighted whale shark? I believe it was, if I remember.
I think she's a whale shark.
I believe so. Short-sighted whale shark of sorts.
I think.
But
so.
I really liked Bailey the beluga. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Where he always did like the thing where you can every time he did it, I loved it, man. It was so goddamn funny. I loved Bailey the beluga. Just couldn't. Well,
he's using his echolocation. Ooh,
yeah, but he's like using excuses like because of his lump on his head, and it's like, dude, you're a beluga.
I think it's like that. I think he was just not even confident he could do it because he never really learned how to do it, and he just.
Well, it's probably because he's in this enclosure as the only beluga. There's no other beluga to teach him.
Exactly.
Or to show him the ropes. So
and he's kind of just like nervous about it. You know, he's like, can I even do it anymore? Is it even possible for me? Yeah. And it just kind of clicks, and he figures it out, and it's just like boom, that confidence is built. That's a good thing for people to learn. You know, just because you don't know something doesn't mean you can't learn it. And, you know, and it's once you learn it, then you keep doing repetition, that you actually become comfortable and confident in the abilities you have with it. You could literally learn anything you want. You just got to put in the effort to do it.
Yeah.
You can't be afraid and be like, oh, you know, I can't do this. Oh, I don't have time. It's too late. It's never is. You got to stop, like, making excuses for yourself and also lying to yourself. I think that's the biggest thing. You're lying.
Kind of psyching yourself out.
Yeah, you're lying to yourself to just enable the fact that, you know what, you're too scared to do it.
What I also liked was that how Destiny and Bailey were pretty much complemented each other.
Yep, that was actually really cool.
I thought that was an interesting thing.
Yep. because she was like
short-sighted, and he has echolocation in which he can help her, or
like navigate where she can go and everything. I thought it was really sweet.
Yeah, that was really cool as well. I felt like the finale of this film, nothing prepared me for the finale of this film, where Hank and Dory hijack a truck. Nothing prepared me for that. That's absolutely wild.
I know I mentioned in the last video, but how do you explain to your employers an octopus hijacked the car and drove it into the ocean?
You can't. You're just fired on the spot.
How do you explain it?
You can't. The job's gone. You're done for.
I can't even imagine the hell they went through after that. Like,
they probably got executed. 100%.
Not even fired.
No.
Executed.
Just executed by whatever means were necessary in terms of marine biology. Executed. That's it. But no, it was just crazy. Just like Hank drives a truck into the goddamn ocean. What? I don't know. I was not prepared for that. Again, another thing I wanted to mention. We mentioned it at the ending of actually the Finding Dory, as I like how the film took a lot of place outside of water rather in water this time around. They really played around.
That was interesting, especially with the way they did it too.
Well, it was the way they implemented Hank.
Yeah, I love the way they used Hank's camouflage.
Yes.
But not only that, the way Hank would basically like keep Dory in different kind of like containers,
like a coffee pot into like a sippy cup, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like a bottle. It's like a
water bottle.
A water bottle or something.
Yeah,
it was just interesting to see like what ways
it was very
he would transport Dory throughout the marine biology.
And with his camouflage as well, becoming like rope and stuff like. Just they were really creative with it.
Yeah,
it was super impressive.
It was cool how much they did outside of water this time around.
Yeah,
even like with Nemo and Marlin with the bucket and having them in the trapped inside the tank in front of the gift shop and how they get out and stuff. A lot of it involved getting out of water, and it was just interesting. From the previous film, which was majority of it was all in water.
Yeah.
Some instances, well, no, I think
it was majority water.
This time they're just like, oh, let's get a little crazy with it. Let's get a little fun with it. You know, let's try to do as much as we can outside of the water, yet make it make sense and have fun with it. Yeah. I thought that was cool.
It was really smart.
Yeah, that was sick.
I loved all of that so much.
Yep.
I don't know. Good movie though. That hot take maybe. I thought it was better than Finding Nemo.
I don't even think it's a hot take. It's surprising where a sequel is better than the original. Especially with the animated films. I feel like most animated films fall off at the sequel.
I feel like it's hard sometimes to really develop a proper sequel.
It's hard to live up with the charm that the original had. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of them. Well, it's because I feel like a lot of them kind of just go in the sense of like, oh, it did well. It's just going to do well again, rather than have something actually planned for a sequel. They just make a sequel to kind of like piggyback off the success.
It's
of the
like
original.
You said. I could actually see them believe that Dory was planned.
Yeah, I feel like it was 100% planned.
I think I could see it. Like it makes sense that having Dory with her memory issues. Yeah. Like further expanding on that in a sequel is just brilliant.
You made an interesting character.
Yeah.
That film had one interesting character that didn't get enough depth, which would inevitably get more depth in a sequel. It was perfect. But it's like, you know, there are animated films that just get a better sequel. For example, Shrek. Shrek 2 is like Shrek 2 is one of the best animated movies ever created on this planet.
Shrek 2 is cinema masterpiece.
That's it. When it comes to animated films, anybody who loves animated films knows Shrek 2.
Well, I would even say the same for Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It's a sequel.
Exactly. Right? And
it's technically a sequel, and a lot of people said that the second one is just leagues ahead better than what the first one was.
Yeah, apparently
I haven't seen the first one. I really don't care.
I've never seen the first.
When I saw Humpty Dumpty's the villain, I ain't watching that shit. Yeah. I'm not gonna watch a shit where the villain's biggest arch nemesis is falling on the ground.
Or an egg.
An egg.
Yeah.
A literal egg.
Well, never say never. We might get desperate at some point.
Yeah, okay. Well, we might.
We might get desperate at some point and watch.
We might watch Humpty Dumpty.
We can't say never.
All right, maybe we'll watch. Maybe we'll watch Humpty Dumpty the movie.
Maybe we'll watch Humpty Dumpty's villain arc. Who knows? You know what? To be fair though, when it comes to Humpty Dumpty, I can see him as a villain.
Really?
Well, yeah, he's a big egg.
Oh, he's bald.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Clean shaven.
All around.
That's it. Sounds evil to me.
True.
Why else bald people called eggheads?
I hate that.
Actually, smart people are.
Oh yeah, it's true. You're
but bald people are also eggheads in their own way.
Yeah, they kind of are eggs.
Yeah, they're like smooth eggheads.
Especially when you don't have a beard and you're bald, dude. You're an egg.
Yeah.
You're an egg.
Yeah, if you can't grow a beard and you're bald, bro. Oh, that's sad.
Literal egg mode.
Egg mode activated. What came first, you or the chicken?
you say that? Do you have no self-respect?
No. Sometimes I think of things and I just say them whether they're good or not.
Maybe just don't.
I'll take it in consideration.
Good, you suck.
I got nothing else to say about Dory, other than this movie was phenomenal. It was a great movie, very funny, very wholesome at the same time. I think it's best to just move on to the next movie.
Hot Rod.
Hot Rod. Again, I said this when we finished watching Hot Rod. It was a mixture of Step Brothers and Napoleon Dynamite, which are two phenomenal comedy films. And just, boom, you fuse them together to create Hot Rod. That's what it felt like, right?
It has this, like, real, like, charm and silliness that Step Brothers has, but this also very weird and awkward kind of, like, Napoleon Dynamite-esque feeling to it. With, like, with Rod and how he's just, like, kind of... It's like he never grew up in a sense.
Yeah, Rod has never grown up, and he's very awkward at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just like, it's his relationship with his brother Kevin.
Yeah.
Rod and Kevin, they're like, that's what the Step Brothers vibes come together.
Well, dude, because Kevin is like a literal man-child.
I think he's like wearing like pajamas that look like they're for a toddler, and he's like a grown man. And it's just like, what I like is that how Kevin acts like kind of like a toddler at the same time. He's kind of like doe-eyed and stuff like that all the time.
Yeah.
He seems kind of like out of place.
Yeah, he seems lost all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, but even his friends, Dave and Rico, they're like, honestly, the casting is 10 out of 10 in this film.
Yeah.
Like, Danny McBride and Bill Hader.
Yeah, funny guys. Funny.
I love them.
Even Andy Samberg. I love Andy Samberg. I think he's a super funny dude.
I do too. I genuinely love him. He is such a good actor.
Yeah.
I just like him a lot, man. Especially the Lonely Island stuff.
Yeah.
I remember Lonely Island was huge when we were in like high school. Jizz in my pants. I'm on a boat.
It had a huge boom back in the day, and then it just kind of like...
Well,
they just kind of stopped.
Yeah,
they moved on
to new things. That's it.
New things.
I respect that, honestly. You know, you guys had fun. You did this. You're like, yeah.
Not that. They knew they peaked. You know, they peaked, and they're like, you know what? We did this. Let's do something new now. You know, we did something incredible. Let's find something else. Dick in a Box. That was a good one.
Oh, Dick in a Box is so good.
Mother Lovers.
Mother Lovers.
That one was really good. We did with Justin Timberlake. That one was really good. I remember that. That's all coming back, man. Yeah,
bangers after
all
bangers.
Solid bangers, man. I really like that.
God damn.
Yeah. But even like there's just Hot. You know what the thing is? Hot Rod was like our type of humor.
Dude, the peak of Hot Rod is his relationship with his stepdad. That is possibly one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Yeah. He didn't give a shit about his stepdad actually recovering. He just wanted to truly kick his ass. And he had to kick his ass before he would even die, or else he would never be recognized as a man.
Not even that, but he had to have a fair fight.
Yeah.
He could beat the shit out of his stepfather while he had like having a heart issue.
No.
You know, that's not honorable whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know?
And I love that whole storyline. It's literally raising money through all of his dumbass stunts so that he could beat the shit out of his father after he cures his heart.
Dude, the stunts that he did, the first one, the opening of the film, that one alone looked like it goddamn hurt.
Yeah, when he's like trying to jump the ice cream truck.
Yeah, he's trying to jump the ice cream truck, and he just like hits the ramp, dude. How does your back not break? That looked painful.
You're dead.
That's it.
You're paralyzed after that one.
You would have to be, or something. Like you seriously got injured.
And I liked how his like. I think that was like the charm in it. It's just like he did feel like this small time stuntman, you know.
Well, kind of
trying to like lighting himself up.
It kind of, you know what it reminded me? It reminded me of like old school YouTube.
Yeah,
you know,
it really did.
Some people just do stupid shit and they shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah,
you know, it kind of like reminded, kind of like Jackass, but not as crazy.
Oh God, no.
No, you know,
but
not as stupid.
But kind of in that similar realm of doing just stunts for the hell of it. It's like you can do it. But I kind of like the whole idea that it's because he thought his dad was a stuntman. And it turns out his dad wasn't a stuntman at all.
Yeah.
And his dad died eating pie. Like, what a reveal.
That was really sad. That was genuinely, especially like he died at a pie eating contest.
Yeah.
Let alone just eating pie on his own. Like it's just like it's the saddest way to die.
He tried to eat a lot of pie and he died. That's literally what happened.
He killed himself by eating pie. Really click-clack boomed himself with pie.
Unintentionally.
Unintentionally offed himself by eating pie. whatever. But again, it was kind of cool. It was funny because like, he even had like an existential crisis as soon as he found out his father died to eating pie.
Yeah, when he realized it's not stunts, like, why am I doing this?
He dedicated his life to stunts.
Yeah.
And he just like realized like, it's like he said, like, why am I even doing this? Why should I do this? You know? And he had like his kind of like his arc of like
trying to be normal.
Self-discovery.
I love that his idea of being an adult is just filling a carriage full of alcohol
and like dressing like a
nerd,
like a preppy loser, I guess.
Yeah,
that was his idea.
He dressed up like he should have been on a list.
Yes, or someone who would enjoy golf. Equally so.
And I like that. That's his only concept of being an adult is alcohol. He bought a lot of it.
Well, to drown himself in his own miseries, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that, you know, it's kind of the realization of why you do it, and it's just like you love it. You know, it's kind of the principle of it. This is what you enjoy to do.
Yes, sir.
You know, like, dude, you've been doing it all your life, and now all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh, just because my dad wasn't a stuntman, I can't be a stuntman.
Not even that, but it showed you, like, even though his father wasn't a stuntman, his passion for stunts was more than just his father's legacy. Or legacy in a sense. Yeah. You know?
Well, it's not even just that,
but more so something he genuinely loved doing.
Well, it's not even that, but even with all his buddies, this was what they loved to do.
Yeah, it was like this is how he spent time with all his homies.
Yeah, just doing dumb shit.
And that was the fun in it.
And I think anybody could relate back in the day when you're hanging out with your homies, doing dumb shit with the homies is like some of the greatest memories you ever have.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you saw like how depressed Rico and Dave were over it being over.
What I wanted to know is just like how old was Dave and Rico?
You know what, dude?
I never thought about it.
They seemed like they were a lot older than that.
Yeah, Dave and Rico seemed way older. So I was just thinking, like, how did they become friends?
I don't know.
You know?
I guess they just all like same neighborhood. You know, they kind of just
neighborhood. They just saw like Rod do stupid shit, and they're like, hey, I like doing stupid shit too.
Well, it's like Rico said, he loved building ramps. He almost had like an existential crisis when he realized he can't build ramps anymore. And he started like freaking out. Yeah, like I love the part when Rico just beats the shit out of that guy.
Oh my god!
Because he slammed into his RV.
Yeah.
And like instead of apologizing, just kicks his ass. I think and steals his ass.
No, hold on. The best part of this entire film was exactly that. Rico beats the shit out of that man. Unwarranted, by the way. That took me off guard. I was not expecting Rico to go all Hulk smash on his ass or anything like that.
Yeah.
Beats the shit out of him, and then it instantly cuts to a scene of them all dancing in a parking lot. That was possibly one of the funniest transitions I've ever seen in a movie.
And the way they're dancing
like a bunch of absolute Muppets.
And I love the part when, again, Will Arnett, one of the greatest smug assholes ever.
Yeah.
He knows that role.
Will Arnett knows how to be an asshole. He's so gifted as an asshole.
I love him.
I just like how he's like looking at them the entire time.
Dude, it's just like the pure disgust.
Right?
Of like confusion of what the hell are these grown-ass men doing. And they're just like clapping their hands in the air and stuff. They're doing these dumbass moves.
Yeah.
Like, I have to say is probably one of my favorite scenes I've seen in a movie in a long time. It's just the dancing is so dumb. It is just dumb as shit.
Yeah.
And, oh, God, man. Just right up my alley. I truly love this movie. It has a special place in my heart.
Well, not even that, but this movie, it feels like, it kind of like, I feel like a lot of people who liked, like, the 80s would like this movie. There's a lot of references to things like that. And, you know, like the whole Footloose training montage thing. When
dude!
He's like, I need to be alone! And he has like a whole Footloose moment, man.
It's literally frame by frame. He has the bottle of beer. He has the cigarette for no reason.
Yeah. It's almost frame by frame in the forest. Absolutely funny. And I like how it ends with a song like when your hearts grow wings and shit. And he goes like, and shit!
And then that long ass tumble down.
Even the long ass tumble was.
Did they get a real stuntman to do that? Like,
I have
my God, dude.
I need to look that up. There's a few things I need to look up in this film. I want to see if anybody who did like the stunts that Rod was doing, any of the stuntmen who did the stunts, did they get hurt? The first one, I feel like someone got hurt. I just saw the way he kind of like crumpled.
I think it was a dummy.
I don't think so.
It was a dummy.
The way that
it was a dummy.
I don't know, but
it was a dummy.
Well, I look it up. The way it crumpled up, like almost like a Coke can.
Yeah, it's a dummy.
I don't know.
People don't crumple up like Coke cans.
You've never seen someone hit a ramp at full speed with their spine, buddy. All
right? No, and I hope I don't. That sounds horrible. Oh my God, that's literally instant death.
So I want to see the stuntman, whoever the guy who did the tumbling. The tumbling looked really good.
Yeah.
You know, he just fell like on and on and on. It looked painful beyond belief. Oh my God, wait a minute. I want to talk the training that he did to jump over the bus.
in the pool and he drowned himself.
The heart of the bottlenose dolphin literally drowns in the pool. That was
I
really
love that
funny.
he had like different animals and everything.
Yeah.
Even at the end, the animal kingdom.
The animal king. He had the heart of the octopus with him.
The octopus.
Yeah. I wonder if all 3 hearts were there.
I think they were.
With him, probably. Well, I also like that the final stunt that Rod does, and he jumps over all those buses. What I like is that he doesn't land the landing.
He technically doesn't.
He eats
He
shit.
makes the jump.
He makes the jump, but he eats shit. I was just like, yes, thank God they did that. I didn't want him to like make a perfect landing.
Yeah, that's my Rod.
Yeah, right? That's my Rod. I don't expect him to have a good... I don't expect
the success.
No, I kind of like how he slid right next to an ambulance as well. That was really fun.
And then perfect location.
And then you find out who wins the grilled cheese or the taco. I was just like, why? I didn't care who won.
I love that. It's like if there's like prison rules, the taco wins. It's like, okay, that's kind of racist. Just a good joke, man. I love this movie.
That was a good joke. Oh my god, one of my favorite jokes. I can't remember it word for word, but whenever Rod was gonna go fight his stepdad,
and they had like
him and Kevin had like this weird kind of like
ancestral chant,
and like some form of like ancestral chant of like camaraderie. It would be like, good luck on your adventure or your battles and stuff like that. It was really
and they kind of like grab each other in the back of their necks. And
it was really funny. I have to look it up. I want to go and learn the exact wording for it, but it was so goddamn funny. There's just some moments in this film that take you off guard. And it's just absolutely hilarious. That's why I enjoyed it so. Again, my kind of humor. This was right up my alley. Napoleon Dynamite, Step Brothers, phenomenal films, and this felt like another one that was just like right with those. Yeah, I agree. I just loved it so much. But I think we're just gonna get into questions, maybe. I think we'll just go to the questions. I feel like we've very okay. Adwin, you're being so antsy. He's going away. Bye, Adwin. No, Adwin, go relax. You big baby, big baby guy, man thing, creature, big creature baby thing. I think that's it for Hot Rod. I feel like this week we didn't have a lot to talk about the films, but overall they were just enjoyable films. That was it. There was like no gripes with them or anything like that. Just thoroughly enjoyed them. I had a great time. Lots of good moments and whatnot. Yeah. I'm pretty much good on moving on to the questions. Let's start with the questions. I picked out this week actually had some good questions. Sick ass questions. I found quite a lot. I think there's about 8. There's 8 questions, so we're going to move on to these questions sooner than normal, just because. Yeah. Some of them are quick to answer, like boom, bang, zip, zap, zoom, you know what I mean, bada bing, bada boom. So we're going to get on with the first one from Cardi Jefferson, 1427. Yeah. And he said, it's a question for yours truly. Question, Curtis, since you're into fitness, do you try to get Chris to work out with you? No, I don't. I got Cardi Jefferson just like kind of like... insinuates like, Chris, you're fat as shit, man. Get working, bro. If this guy's working out, why the hell are you not working out? Yeah, what the hell's wrong with you, you sack of fat shit? Yeah, right? You're right, Cardi. I actually do work out. He does work out. He's eating better. He's lost a bit of weight here and there, but he has a long way to go. We don't work out together just because... cringe. Not even that. Not only is it cringe, but we use I have a home gym, and you can't have 2 people working out there. There's not a lot of space, so it's kind of like a solo mission in there. Like, it's literally, if you die, you die while you're working in there. It's not even just that, but, like, even with our dogs, like, Yeah, we have to have, like, babysitting duty, so we kind of rotate. He works out, I watch them. I work out, he watches them, kind of thing. You know? They're older dogs, so they kind of need a little bit more... Especially Adwin, he's very codependent on having someone around. He can't be left alone without... being upset. His back legs as well are incredibly weak, Adwin, so like he can't even go up and down stairs himself anymore. So if he has to go out or something, you kind of have to be there for him to pick him up and take him. Exactly. So he doesn't work out with me, but he does work out, and I try to influence him in good ways in terms of working out and what he eats as much as I can. Yeah, it basically at the end of the day comes down to myself, and I got to do better, and I will do better. Exactly that. So I got you, man. I promise you. He's got you, Cardi. I'll lose weight for you. If he doesn't lose weight, Cardi Jefferson, remember, call him a fat piece of shit until he does it. Yeah, pretty much. Call me a fat piece of shit next time. That's it. All right, moving on to the next question from Cruz Camel or Cross Camel. Cross Camel. Yep. I don't know. Whatever one works. All right. If you both had to ride a dinosaur into battle against each other, what would your dinosaur mounts of choice be? I thought this was a very good question. What would you choose? I would have to choose a very strong dinosaur. Yeah, you have no choice, don't you? Because in my mind, I was like, man, a pterodactyl will be sick at that. That thing's going boom into the ground. Dude, that thing's dead. That thing's spine's just like...
I'm taking that guy down. He's
You have
gone.
to go with something big and like hardy, you know, something big and sturdy.
Like a brontosaurus?
Brontosaurus, maybe like a stegosaurus, ankylosaur.
I don't know.
You know.
Maybe a brontosaurus. Just this big, long-necked freak.
Yeah, but what's he gonna? We're riding into battle. You're having a brontosaurus ride into battle?
What do you mean? He's so big, he'd probably step on anything you're riding
But
on.
the brontosaurus is just like, if I just say I'm gonna ride a T-Rex, you're dead instantaneously. It's not even fair.
I think you're being a little cruel.
The
to
brontosaurus is dog shit. It's just some long-necked geek that goes, actually, and gets chopped in the neck, and it's dead instantly. You take your brontosaurus, I'll take the T-Rex. I will be very unfair with this. Your history, you're done for. All right?
I'm dead?
100%. With that matchup, yes, not even fair.
I'll take it. I'll die.
Well, there you go, Chris.
I'll accept my death.
Guess I'll die then. There's your answer, Chris.
I'm dead.
Here we go. We have a beautiful question from Eduardo Lima 91939. Eduardo is our editor. This is our editor.
Round of applause for
Round of applause for Eduardo, the hardest working editor on the goddamn planet.
True.
I'm telling you, no one's better than this man.
True.
A god amongst men.
True.
And he says, if it was made a biopic movie about your lives, who would you cast? Cast Adam Sandler as the editor, 100%. You would be played by Adam Sandler, no one else. Just for you. It's funny because when I was picking out questions and I saw this question, I had the perfect casting just like that.
Yep.
All right? I would be Channing Tatum. He would be Jonah Hill. And you know that biopic would be mad fire, guys.
That would be so good.
That would be the greatest biopic in history.
And to be fair, I think the editor role, if we're going like serious, like perfect biopic, the editor would be Michael Cera.
100%.
That's a banger film.
We would have peak biopic right there.
That would be
Every
an amazing
other
film.
biopic would shy in comparison. Not even fair to the others.
Not even the
All right.
slightest.
Wait for it, guys. Give us a few years, and the Octokrool biopic starring Channing Tatum, Jonah Hill, and Michael Cera is coming to theaters near you. I'm telling you guys, dream big.
Dude, I swear to God, it'd be the best thing ever. I'd be so happy with it.
All right.
All right, we're going next?
We're going next.
All right.
Next question is from Lunar Barbie. How on earth do you two do it? How do you hide the body so efficiently and get away with it? Assuming that I would have to hide bodies.
What bodies?
What do you mean?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Serious question. What have been the highlights of your career thus far? Legitimately find you guys hilarious. Oh, you'll find us funny, you say.
Hee hee ha ha, guys.
Ah, the little goofballs, they say.
Highlights of your career. It's kind of hard to imagine it is a
I
career.
feel like the highlight of my career. I still don't see it. I don't see myself as a influencer, YouTuber, career man kind of thing. I just see myself as just having fun. I don't really see it as this big grand thing, honestly. But if I had to think about the highlight of my career, it's probably the fact that I make any of you guys laugh. I think that's the highlight of my career.
I think the highlight for me specifically is reading comments where people are like, yo, man, I've been having a hard day, or I've been going through this difficult part of my life, and just like watching this stuff, like you guys, has like made me
feel better
and like kind of like get past these horrible times.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is the highlight.
Those
for me.
kind of comments are highlights. The
Yeah.
fact that, you know, we can entertain and make a bunch of people laugh by just being our stupid selves is great in itself. Just the little things, really. I think those are the highlights of our career, the little things.
Yeah, honestly, I think that those comments, like if I see them, I always go out of my way to reply to them.
Yeah.
I genuinely appreciate them, and we love you guys.
Yeah, we love you guys truly.
Next question.
Next question. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Oh, from Rhetorical Thrill. If you guys don't know, Rhetorical Thrill also does reaction stuff just like we do.
Yes.
We talk to her here and there on the Discords. When we were streaming, she would pop by and say hello and stuff. Very nice woman. Again, she does reactions too. Check her out if you want to. She's pretty great. Anyways, the question is, you always answer the collab question with no one ever asks. But if they did ask, would you actually want to, depending on the person?
Yeah.
Depends on the person. I'm just going to let Mugwagon. I can hear her out there.
Do you want me to just keep going?
Go on.
I think it truly depends on the person for Curtis and I to make an effort into collabing, because, again, our energy is very different in comparison to other people. And if they cannot match our energy, I just don't feel like it's going to be all that great.
Well, it's not going to be great for them. I feel like it's going to be overwhelming for them.
Yeah.
You know, and it would suck if that was the case. You know?
We would want to do that to like someone else.
Yeah, I don't want them to feel like, because we have high energy, but imagine if the person we're collabing with doesn't have energy that's on par with ours, or they can't match it. I wouldn't want them to feel left out.
Yeah.
Or as if they have to try hard to kind of like catch up kind of thing. I would feel bad about that. You know? And it's just like, and you could say like, oh, why don't you match your energies with theirs? No, I can't.
We can't. We are how we are. We're not going to really change. We can't do that.
We can't really do that. So like, again, it depends on the person. Depends on the timing as well. If the timing's good, sure.
We've gotten collab offers, honestly, and I said no to most of them.
Just because the timing's always been shit, man. All the time, it's just like we have...
Things just come up, and it's just like shit. And then you're kind of like dealing with them, and then in the time you've dealt with them, you kind of think, oh, I forgot to even respond. Like,
right? I wish reacting to films, or doing the YouTube thing was the only thing I did with my life.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that we have outside of the YouTube channel that we have to deal with, and responsibilities and whatnot, you know. Being an adult
sucks ass.
Does it ever? So, you know, there's a lot of stuff like that that gets in the way, and sometimes we forget, or we just like, the timing doesn't line up, and it's all over the place, all right? I could give you any excuse in the book to explain it, but just, most times it just doesn't work out.
Yeah. But we aren't not open to it. We always are open.
Yeah, we're always open to it. We're not against it of anything, and there's a little bit more of this, well, it's not a question, but a little bit more. Everything you like about The Last Boy Scout is in all of Shane Black's movies that I've seen. Man is the king of buddy action comedies.
Yeah, I right when I
is
saw...
there more movies of his?
Yeah.
Have we seen any of his other movies or no?
I think we have. I think he didn't he do Iron Man 3?
I don't know, bro.
I think he did Iron Man
3. I don't know what he's done, bro. I've never heard of his name before.
I think he did Iron Man 3.
I don't know what he's done, but I'll look at the director and see if he's done any other cool stuff and see if we can like do them for the channel and whatnot. All right, moving on. Thank you, Rhetorical Thrill.
Love ya.
Next question comes from Rochelle Gill 8442. Is that it, Rochelle?
Yeah,
Gill?
you got it actually.
Sorry, it sounds like the name of like a fish in a Paramount in an animated movie.
Gill.
Yeah, Rochelle Gill. Right? Doesn't it sound like an animated fish?
Yeah, it's a good fish name, honestly. Are you a fish?
By any chance, are you living in a fishbowl? Question: what made you interested in doing movie reactions? Whose passion was this, and which one needed some prompting? Are you open to B-grade films from the 80s? I may pay to see you react to my favorite 80s films. Love from Cincinnati. It's not a fish. There's no fish in Cincinnati.
There's no fish in Cincinnati.
God damn it. Go on. You can answer these.
So, when I decided to do movie reactions, because I used to do video game stuff, and then I realized I would like to watch more movies, and I discovered a creator who did movie reactions. So my first time ever seeing it, I was like, oh! I'll even say it was Brandon Likes Movies. This guy, I don't know, his channel's just dead now. I checked him out a bit ago. Dude looks like he struggled with copyright, and he kind of just went... like, he's just dead. Fell off the face of the earth. Brandon, if you're out there, man, think about you every day. I love you, bro. I hope you're okay.
Thank you, bro. Like, honestly, like,
you
inspired him to do this shit, which allowed me to do this shit. So thanks,
yeah,
buddy.
So he was my inspiration, and I watched, like, a few of his videos. I didn't really get, like, I'm not into, like, the movie reaction thing. Like, I don't really watch movie reactions. I don't really care to. But the idea of the content, I was like, yeah, I've always wanted to watch more movies. So I was like, oh, that's a great idea to do that. So I kind of like two birds with one stone. I have like this different kind of content to try out, and I also get to watch the films I've always wanted to watch and never make time for because I play too much video games.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll do that. So I did it, and it worked out. And it's not, I wouldn't say it was a passion. It was just like, I don't know, just try something different.
Try something new.
And it worked out.
Yeah, and it just worked, so you keep doing it. Which one of you needed some prompting? I didn't need any prompting. As soon as like, hey, do you want to do a video with me? I was like, okay.
Oh, not only that, but it was like a big shout outs to COVID. He lost his job, so I was like, he's got nothing better to do.
Exactly. So I was only gonna edit the videos, but then he made
I had to really like. I guess prompting was involved because I said no, let's do it together. I said it'd be so much easier.
I wasn't against it. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
because I would have to watch the movie to edit it, right?
Yeah.
So it was just like, why don't you just be in the video as well? I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Two birds, one stone. Like, yeah, sure, why not? And people liked it, and I was stuck to this.
The first video we did together did very well too, and then we just said, okay, we're gonna keep doing it. And that movie was The Exorcist.
Yeah.
The Exorcist is the first movie.
If you ever want to watch something cringe, watch the intro to The Exorcist.
Oh God,
gets me every time. There's nothing more scary than the intro itself. That's not who I. Bro, we were not comfortable with the camera.
No.
Oh, no. Are you open to B-grade films from the 80s?
Potentially, who knows?
Potentially, at some point if we get desperate.
I love when you say that. We're desperate, yeah.
Yeah, I may pay to see you react to my favorite 80s B films. Love from Cincinnati.
We do not take money to react to films. That's another thing.
We're not 100% against it. We might open it up at some point, but not anytime soon.
We used to do it, but we kind of just flat out stopped it.
Yeah.
For a long time. It's been a year since
we
we've done
might
it.
do it again at some point. I'm not putting your hopes up. But there's a potential if we ever get desperate. All right, next comment. Desperation does crazy things, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you, man. It's made me do some crazy things.
All right. This one's pretty good. Robert Barron 283. As soon as you said, show me some milk. That was from the previous podcast. I immediately pictured the Jim Carrey milk mustache in Me, Myself, and Irene. Fair enough. I don't think... Oh, he was talking about... This one, I'll just shorten it up for a bit. It was Tim talking about giving his explanation as to why we don't get a lot of people contacting us for collaborations. Not more so that we are clowns, but more so that we have no filters. You know, we're just like really like kind of like shoot in the dark kind of guys.
Yeah.
No thoughts. Head empty, no thoughts, just funny.
Yeah.
So that was his reason behind it, which fair point, probably could be. And also said that they enjoy our camaraderie between us. Hopefully we find another reactor that could be the Pesci to our Riggs and Murtaugh. I literally chose this comment because of that last part. Yeah. It was so good. We have a Pesci. His name's Kyle.
It's Kyle.
He's short. He's annoying. It's Kyle.
It's 100% Kyle.
Yeah.
We would love to do more stuff with Kyle, but sadly Kyle lives far away from us.
He lives super far away, so we can't do more videos with him. But Kyle
we see him once a year, and he is coming back. It's confirmed. Kyle will be back in May. And who knows, maybe we'll do a few more videos with him.
Yeah, we might do a few videos with Kyle.
We will definitely do one at least, but...
Yeah.
So,
Kyle's our Pesci.
He'll always be our Pesci.
That's it. Kyle, we already have a Pesci.
Yeah.
So there you go. Thanks for the comment, bro. Moving on to the next one.
That's the last one.
Yes. This is from the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh, God.
Sapphoros. No numbers needed for this man.
No.
Sapphoros gave me a glass of milk and a bottle of milk. Baby, he's milked me. He's milked me, baby.
We're milking, baby!
He's milking me.
Oh. Oh.
Ah! What is your most requested movie that there is zero chance you will do?
Bro, that's a harsh one.
That's a good one.
Wow.
Do you have one that like literally
a movie that people request me to do and that I'll never do it?
Yeah.
I think it's cheap to say a movie I've already seen, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But a movie that people, oh man, I've had people recommend me to do. I think the Twilight movies.
Really?
I've never seen them, and I don't think I will ever do them.
Never say that. We might get desperate.
Are we that desperate?
At some point, we'll have to. There's a lot of movies out there, you know? Like, we've watched over 400 movies on this channel. Dude, we're going to run out of movies at some point. We're going to have to go to the ones that we don't want to do. That we're going to have to do.
I don't want to do it.
Even if you don't want to have to do it, man, sometimes you just got to do the things you don't want to do. You know, you got to, you got to suck it up and take it in the ass.
What?
Nothing.
Ah! I don't want to do that either!
I don't really know Sapphoros. I feel like I would have to really think about it. I can't think of a specific movie. What movie has surprised you the most? 2001: A Space Odyssey. It was much more shit than I expected. Bro, that movie was hyped up. People were saying it's the pinnacle of sci-fi films. This is peak sci-fi. I watched possibly one of the most boring slog fests in the goddamn history of sci-fi movies. When it came out, it must have blew people's minds. It did not age well. I did not like it. It was not fun. The best part about it is Hal the robot. Everything else sucked dick. Big, floppy, long donkey dicks, alright? I hated this movie. You literally go on an acid trip and bro becomes a baby. And he's in front of the earth, reborn as a baby. And people are like, people in the comments were saying like, oh, it's because of this and because of that. I don't care. It's stupid. Why? Why is our baby floating in space? Why isn't he dead? Where's he getting the oxygen from? I don't get this. It sucked ass, alright? Enough. When is Three Ninjas? I was gonna say,
never.
Never.
You know what?
For you, Sapphoros.
You know what, Sapphoros? That first question is your answer.
There's your answer, Sapphoros.
Three
right
ninjas.
There.
Three ninjas. Screw you.
Screw you to hell. How does Chris get downstairs in his chair? He just rolls down the stairs.
What do you mean? It's got wheels, bro.
It's got...
I just have to go press the button, turn into a ramp, and I go down. Yeah.
That's it, bro. Don't worry. He doesn't have to get up.
It's like those things that elderly people have in their house. They just sit down, they go downstairs.
Oh, like
from Gremlins?
Yeah, one of my favorite scenes from Gremlins, man. Every time I think of those little railing chairs, I always remember that scene of the woman flying out of the window.
That's a great scene. I love that so much.
Peak
cinema right there.
Peak cinema. Peak Gremlins cinema. I think that's all the questions. That was it. That was all of it. Thank you for asking such great questions. Again, this week, phenomenal questions. Guys,
round of applause to you. We love you.
Keep it up for the next week, all right? We will be sharing the secret emoji. Oh.
The secret emoji.
Ah.
Do you have emoji in mind?
Yes, it's going to be an emoji that's never been used before on the podcast. A one-of-a-kind emoji. This time, show me some lemons!
Lemons?
Lemons!
Lemon emojis?
Lemon emojis! Give me lemon emojis! And if you share...
We're gonna found some lemons!
If you show me your lemon...
We're gonna squeeze them! Squeeze the lemons!
Just put a lemon emoji in your goddamn question. If there's a lemon emoji, there's a better chance of me acknowledging it, that it exists, and picking it to be highlighted at the end of the next podcast. Lemon emojis, get on it, you losers.
Do it.
Actually, you're not losers, you're probably winners because you guys actually watched to the end of this. You guys are winners, not losers. But you know who is a loser? Saparos. Leave it off on that. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for sticking around. Adios, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.